Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning here anyway. I wanted to take a minute and go through the kit and materials that I am using for Junkmas. A couple of things. So I don't know if anybody follows Inky Quill, Adele Toomey, but she created a kit for some couch scrapping, and she actually has a class for it. I'm not paid. I've not taken the class, but she's fantastic and super smart and super crafty and great inspiration, and I could plug her all day, every day, actually. I do to lots of people. Not the point. The point is she gave me the inspiration to build a kit for Junkmas specifically, because I have a prompt list, so I know what I need to use, and it gives me the chance to make it easier on myself by putting everything together, going through the prompt list, going through my supplies, seeing what I have. So I dug out everything, finally put all of my Junktober stuff away, which was a definite must, and I don't even think I put it all away because I have several travel bags, which if you guys want to see a travel bag video, please let me know, because I'm pretty much a nomadic crafter. I do a lot of it outside of this room. By the way, I'm not early filming or weird filming. I just keep the pink craft mat at home, and the blue one's been traveling with me. If you haven't seen that on my Instagram yet. Okay, so jumping into material, supplies, etc. before this gets too chatty and babbly. It's going to be long enough going through supplies, truthfully. So I'm using my Hobonichi Techo cousin Avec. This is absurd. It got really thick with Junkmas, not Junkmas, Junktober. This is absurd. Just to give you a frame of reference, this is the first one I ever did. By the way, if you're looking for a good thing to hold them, asparagus, rubber bands are great. But yeah, it's absurd. I don't know what I'm going to do next year in terms of challenges and if I'm going to be able to do them in Hobonichi again, just because of how thick this got. I'm going to sneeze. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm also really sorry about the poor lighting because I'm doing this from home. So I'm going to try to adjust that in editing, but no promises. But I am doing this in my Hobonichi Techo this year. Just to keep consistent with where all my challenges have been going. So I'll be doing it in here. I love the fact that watercolors do really well on here. What I don't like is there's a lot of stuff that doesn't do really well in Hobonichi paper. So that's another reason why I may not do the challenges in this. It may be just fun to have a book separate from that. So there's my mini tangent. I know that's not what you guys came for. I'm trying. It's very early in the morning and it's making me a little crazy. I don't have the prompt list in front of me because it's on my phone and I'm filming on my phone. So I digress, but I'm going to do my best to remember what everything is for. Another thing, I do have this kit built here, but off to my right that you guys can't see is actually my Craftmate tote that is holding a lot of supplies that I'm going to use as well. And so we're going to go through that just ever so briefly. It's not going to be as involved. It's just the bigger pieces that can't fit in here as easily. So diving in, I'm going to go completely out of order with the prompt list, just so you know, because I'm probably going to go from the top down to the bottom, because that just seems practical. So here we go. So this lovely, beautiful fountain pen, quill pen, whatever you want to call it, was gifted to me last Christmas by an amazing friend of mine, and I didn't have ink for it, or at least I didn't think I did. And then I happened to be in, here, we'll go through both at the same time. So if I have something that corresponds to something in here in the Craftmate, we'll talk about it. Okay. I feel like that's practical. So I didn't think I had ink. Well, my mother is who I inherited most of my crafty, not actually all of my crafty nonsense from. So I knew she had to have some lurking around somewhere, and she totally does have a bunch of ink. But I'd caught a glimpse of some beautiful glitter ink on, I think it was Instagram. I'd seen it on Instagram from Spectrum Noir. Oh, I'm dropping things everywhere. And I knew it was that Tuesday morning, and I just had to find it. And I finally did. And I'm so excited to get into this. And I was a little worried that it wasn't going to be ink, that it was almost like mislabeled to be a watercolor. I haven't played with it yet, but I've opened it and kind of shook it around and looked at it just to see what the consistency would look like. So I ended up getting very lucky and finding kind of a color set and a neutral set. If I could find one that had like greens in it, I would be over the moon. But this has like a blue, a purple, and a pink, and then a black, a silver, and like a bronze. So I'm really excited to use the glitter inks with this guy. Ink is one of the prompts, and it's actually the same prompt line as spray. So I actually pulled a bunch of my Heidi Shines out. I know there's my gold. So these are the Heidi Shines I chose. I have the gold and the citron and the sweet cherry. I have a lot of Heidi Shines that I've ripped off from my mother. But obviously those being Christmassy, I put those in my Craftmate tote. Again, they're larger items, so I didn't throw them in here. So there's that. This is actually a really special thing. So I don't know if you know anything about Galleon Leather or have purchased their products. I've posted the video of what my cover looks like, but obviously you saw how chunky the Hobonichi is. She ain't going in there. It's like trying to get in your jeans after Thanksgiving. It's awful. She doesn't fit. It doesn't zip. It's not working right now. So that'll have to be right now it's the home for the 2020 first half, of my new AVEC, as I prep it and get it ready. And that leads me back to, I really don't know that I can do challenges in there. And I'm just rethinking a lot of that. Another story for another day. But Galleon Leather is kind enough to send you some goodies whenever they ship you your product. So one of the prompts is tea, and I remembered that they sent tea and coffee, and it's Turkish, and I really wanted to make sure that I tried the Turkish tea. And I love the fact that I do drink tea. No, I wouldn't say every day, or even, I do drink it weekly. Different teas, different times, different reasons. But I really wanted to make sure I use this on that page because obviously I got it, the cover this year, and I really wanted to make sure it went into this half as well because I got it during this half of the year. So that's the reason for my little Galleon Leather thing, and I wanted to keep it protected. This is the Tim Holtz tickets set. I did not end up using it. Further down in the box, there are some little red tickets that are from my work Christmas party, and those are so special to me because I enjoy doing the raffle. I enjoy doing all the gift bags. I enjoy when my favorites win. And last year, all of my favorites won, so we almost thought it was rigged, but it wasn't. I had someone else drawing the tickets, so it was just very comical because quite literally all of my favorite clients won. So I stuck those in here because I saw them laying around on a shelf because I'd kept them and wanted to use them in something, and that seemed like the perfect opportunity to throw them in something special to me and keep hold of them. These are some Heidi Swap Alpha thicker type. They're thick, but they're just this gorgeous kind of like pinky red glitter, and I thought that would be great for the Alpha stickers. The last prompt is glitter and sequins, obviously for New Year's Eve. So I pulled these little guys out, and I think I'm going to use the glitter inks that I just showed you a minute ago. Speaking of ink, just going back a little bit, I did find this Liquitex transparent burnt sienna ink whenever I was hunting around our house for some, and I may end up using that as the ink prompt, just so it goes with the page a little bit better and it's a little bit softer, so I can save the glitter ink for the glitter page. I threw these little roller date stamps in here. Stamps is a prompt, but these are specifically Christmas themed, one from Smash and then one from American Crafts. So I thought those might come in handy on that page, maybe a little bit somewhere. Sorry if I'm sniffly, sneezy, coffee, and every other dwarf and made up dwarfs that I can think of, because I'm still getting over a cold. Specialty paper. Here, I'll set that up there. It's very cold, so I have a very large hoodie on. So if you see a little gray sleeve, it's because I have them pushed up, but I'm trying to hide it, I guess. Specialty paper is a prompt. To me, specialty paper is specialty paper. It's all those weird papers that you have that, like, they're not vellum. They're like the book paper, and I do have vellum in here though, admittedly. What other things did I consider specialty paper? I don't know. My brain just went blah. But yes, I consider this a specialty paper, and this is actually paper from Alice in Wonderland that I ripped out years ago. Years and years and years and years and years ago. And I've hoarded it. These are actually, I didn't rip up the whole book. Now looking back, I should have probably, and kept everything. But they have like specific stories or parts of Alice in Wonderland that I'm a huge fan of. So that's how that came to be curated. These are some stickers from Hobby Lobby. They're beautiful sticker sheets, and I've been slowly using them and a little bit hoarding them, admittedly. But they have that floral theme, and floral and foliage, I think, is the way that we titled one prompt. As I said, vellum is also on there, so I wanted to grab my scraps of pretty vellum. I also have, that's not it, I have this really pretty gold vellum. That could be considered, oh, that's just regular cardstock. I have oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to whack that. I also have just some plain regular vellum. I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I love all of them, so there's no telling what that page is gonna come out looking like. I need to set these in a good place. This is a little card from the quill pen that I have. So it's a card as well, and card is also a prompt, so I kept that. Wrapping paper. This is very old. I don't even know offhand what was in it. Maybe a DVD, but my mom, it was a gift from my mom, that much I can tell you. And I love fairies. I love this. So I don't know what this is going to become. There's no telling. But instead of using Christmas wrapping paper, I thought it would be really cool to use this because, one, I wouldn't have to cut any off of a Christmas roll. And two, I had been saving it because it was so gorgeous, and where else was I going to put it? Tissue paper is not a prompt, but I kind of considered it as part of wrapping paper, and I'd had this hanging around in my Christmas drawer, so I wanted to include it. This might also be from the ink pen with the little envelope as a prompt. This is packaging to me. Just a current year Starbucks wrapper, and I think this was wrapping paper from a Quinn Boulay shop order. She wraps all of the kits she makes so that you can repurpose and reuse, so that's handy. Patterned paper was part of this. This is actually the Tim Holtz collage paper. I'll tell you, number one, this collage paper saved that page. So if you want to head over to Instagram and see that, it looks gorgeous. It turned out so much better than it looked originally. I can't even begin to describe how bad it looked before. Also, I'm now obsessed with collage paper. This was so easy to work with, and it was gorgeous when it dried. I can't say enough good things. Like, I loved it. Die cuts. These are not the only ones I know. Okay. Die cuts as a prompt. So I had these really pretty Kaisercraft die cuts. I had these gorgeous snowflake doily die cuts that look like snowflakes in different colors. And I also had very Christmassy doily die cuts, and then these cute little Polaroid frame die cuts. So and that's a fraction of the die cuts I own. So I threw them in there. I threw all the die cuts in there that I possibly could. Notepads. So I did not end up using this notepad. I kind of wish I had supplemented a little bit. This cute little notepad from Smash that's Christmas themed. And I also have, I tore off a couple sheets of the shopping list notepad that was Christmas themed. And then this is from Knock Knock. It's a naughty nice list, and it's perforated down the center, which is cute, which is what I actually ended up using this. I'm filming this on the 6th. I'm hopefully going to get it up this afternoon. So I've already been doing some of the prompts, obviously. And you can head over to my Instagram and check them out. You can use the hashtag #UseYourJunkmas 2019 and check out mine, as well as Little Creative Life, which is Taylor Ann, who is my co-host, and everybody else participating. And there's so much cute stuff. Ribbon is a prompt. So I had this really pretty Merry Christmas. And then, of course, you got to throw some Hello Kitty in there. Okie dokie. Enamel dots. So I intentionally put the enamel dot prompt in there because I knew I had Christmas enamel dots that I've had for a very long time, and I thought this was a wonderful opportunity to use them. If you use Nuvo drops as enamel dots, please leave me a comment or write something about it or DM me about it. I'm really curious about them. To me, it would seem more cost effective to do Nuvo drops. That's just in my brain because you can make it whatever size you want. The only thing is you couldn't pick it back up, I guess. So it's kind of a cross between using a splatter like High Shine or Distress ink, Distress sprays, anything like that, and having an enamel dot finished product. Miniature rant on enamel dots. It just seems like it would be smarter. I'm gonna pull this out so I can, if I don't destroy everything first. So I do not know if you guys know what Tuesday morning is or have one nearby, but you should check it out if you do, because you will find that tons of craft things are about half price and at your disposal, if not more off than that. I went down a rabbit hole of epic proportions starting in about October. That is still kind of going strong now. I'm waiting like a child on Christmas for Christmas to be over so that I can see Valentine's stuff, because I have specific things in mind that I would like from Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning has everything. But it's similar to, I would say, Home Goods, and I would say, who else? Marshall's, TJ Maxx, that kind of jazz. But they have an entire craft aisle, and they have amazing stuff. Specifically, if you were an American Crafts Crepe Paper, Amy Tangerine, American Crafts everything. I actually got my blue mat there for $15. And as you can see, like $2.99 for stamp sets. What I love about it is not only the discounted prices, that's fantastic, but you can get entire collections for so cheap, and you can also get things that never made it to actual market, meaning they didn't make it to Hobby Lobby, they didn't make it to Michael's, they didn't make it to scrapbook.com. You've never probably seen it, heard of it. You can even go on the websites for, say, crepe paper, and you won't even see that washi. Like, it never happened. I went on a major tangent one afternoon with my boyfriend about that, actually, saying, how did they come to be? Why are they here? Why are there so many? And the best thing that I can come up with is that they were mock-up designs or something, and maybe X amount were made, but they chose not to put them in stores or not use them, and then they went to these secondary stores. That's the only logical thing I can think of. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Please pause 1 minute. There we go. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning now, I think. Oh, gracious. Okay, so miniature tangent about Tuesday morning. Done. That being said, I was lucky enough to find the entire Snow and Cocoa, all the way down to the Little Cute Trees collection. Oh my Lord. I fell in love with Snow and Cocoa last year whenever I saw it on scrapbook.com. And I didn't get it because I already had enough Christmas product back then. And I didn't want to go down that path. So when I saw it at a discounted price and I saw all of the pink and teal, there was nothing. And I think I was like in a therapy shop session at the time. I just went in. I went in hard, strong, fast. I came out the other side in a daze. It was bad. But the point being that I got a hold of the whole collection, and I was thrilled about it because it's all my favorite colors in general, minus purple, I think, because I love purple too. Like baby purple. Like Dilution's Layback Lilac purple, and maybe even a little bit lighter. But I do not like royal purple, like deep purple. Not that you needed to know all that about purple and my preferences one way or the other. I digress. But it's all my favorite colors. It's Christmassy, it's snowy, it's fun, it's crepe paper at its finest. I like Snowflake and I like Merry Days. Obviously, like, I have some Merry Days products. They had tons of Merry Days stuff too. Last year, that was my point. So instead of doing Snow and Cocoa, I went with Merry Days, like a couple products from them. Mainly because I'm very OCD about collections. Tuesday morning is not doing much to help with that because if you can get into a really good Tuesday morning, you'll find the whole collection at one time if you hit it just right. And it's great because you wipe everything out and you get what you need, and you can get duplicates for half the price. It's fantastic. But they didn't have the entire Snow and Cocoa collection anymore because I think it was the previous years. And now I think all they have is like a banner up there. So moral to the story is, I got the entire Snow and Cocoa collection. I filled in a couple blanks with Merry Days, which leads me to stamps. There's a point to this rant. So these are a couple. I don't think these are all the stamp sets, to be honest. I might have thrown them all in here because they were all great. And stamps is a prop. So I threw all of them in here. This is probably my favorite along with this little guy because I love the snowflakes and the burr. I just love this so much. Before I found that, I knew I wanted to use this one because it was so detailed. It's from Sheena and it's Winter Woodlands. I don't know where you would pick this up. My mom just had 2 sets, so I stole one. I loved this and the cottage and the bunnies. That was the main reason I'm pretty sure it's in our home because it looks just like Gert when he's sitting. It's the perfect representation. I just love all the elements and they look so natural and they're going to be so fun to play with. Oh, I'm running out of space everywhere. Just to round out the Snow and Cocoa rant before I get another opportunity to go on it, I found the washi tape. I found the washi tape very early on, actually. And washi is a prompt. And I'm actually planning on doing a Junkmas with me video to do the washi prompt. But here's my point to the rant and the things you don't see. This was what was sold on scrapbook.com. This is probably what was sold in any retailer you went to or scrap show. I saw this a couple weeks ago and picked it up. This goes with that collection. This is gorgeous. This was never seen. Not even on the Crate Paper blog that I can find. If you can find this somewhere, let me know. But this is my point right there. That you will find some amazing, gorgeous product that never made it to stores. And that just makes me crazy for some reason. I don't know. Again, it's the OCD and I would hate to find out 5 years later that something's unavailable and it went with my collection. It would just make me crazy. So while we're on the washi train, this was the washi I bought last year. I got the Merry Days. I loved this top print. I think I would love to have more of these papers. I only got one and I wish I had bought more. I love that print. I think it's beautiful. But this was the one that was sold in stores and available. This guy, just found him. Love him. Found him on Tuesday morning. Never saw him in stores. Very strange to me. But I digress. On to the next things. So tags. I bought a couple of the tag sets because I think that they'll make great ephemera. And they all came with twine as well, which I thought, well, how fantastic is that? I can try a bunch of different twines and yarns and things and get a bunch of tags. And super cheap at that. So couldn't go wrong with that. I also had this tag hanging out that said hand painted that I thought might be cool. And then I had an old shopping tag from BCBG that says I love the holidays. So those are some tags. I'm also checking to see how long this video is because I know I'm going on rants like no tomorrow. These are the little tickets I was talking about. I think these are just the leftover ones. I love that we're getting down to the bottom. So I pulled out tons of Me and My Big Ideas stickers. Of course I have tons and tons of them because I was not only a happy planner, but I love things being in a sticker book and being convenient, especially that I'm a nomadic crafter. So it makes so much sense that I try to cart around as many sticker books as possible. So I drug out all of my Christmas ones and I did end up very happy with the final product so far of my sticker page. I did use the seasonal sticker pack from Me and My Big Ideas. Spoiler alert, to create a little bucket list. So if you're struggling with what to do with your stickers prompt, there's a good idea. I'm not going to flip through those because there's plenty of videos up about the flip throughs, but I do recommend Me and My Big Idea sticker books. They are addictive. I can't even fully describe how addicting, but I knew I had a ton of them and it was a good way for me to kind of like purge out some stuff. I have a tendency to, and a lot of us do, and that was the reason for this entire challenge. We have that tendency to not only hoard our Christmas materials, but there's that struggle of daily documenting, people who do December daily, and then the people who memory keep after, and you want to save that sticker. And especially if you're doing multiple projects, it's like, okay, I only have this one sticker and I want to use it on the perfect page. And so we keep it and we keep it and we keep it. And then 5 years later, we don't even like that sticker and we've bought all this other stuff. So this was such a great way to just get it out and let go of some of the stuff. So when I made the list, I was very happy to get rid of some of the stickers. Let's see what all this jazz is. Okay, so envelopes is a prompt. I know I've shown off a couple envelopes. I love the pink envelope. I use them a lot. Another prompt is maps. These are map squares that can be purchased on Taylor Ann's Etsy. I will link her Instagram and her Etsy below. She is my co-host. She is fantastic. I adore her completely. So many good things to say. She's so crafty and creative and just real and genuine as a person, and can't say enough good things about her. But she makes really cute map squares, and she was kind enough to send me some in a Happy Mail. So I had them and immediately threw them in there. Digital downloads, I think is what it's called, is one of the prompts. These are digital downloads from the All My Heart collection. And I'd been hoarding them in my Hobonichi travel pouch and thought this was a perfect time to drag them out and try to use them. These are rub-ons. Again, that lovely, if you ever see the sticker, it came from Tuesday Morning. Just know that. So when I saw these, I grabbed them because I didn't have Christmas rub-ons actually. So when I saw them, I picked them up, and this is great because you get them in a white and you get them in a black, which is fantastic. I think since then I also have a gold that I've purchased. This is just a gold wax to go with my seal. I purchased this from Quinn Boulet's shop. I can link that down below as well. It's a bumblebee. Since then, I've also got, I don't know how well that shows up on camera actually. I actually have this on my desk so I can show it off. Since then, I also got this guy from Heidi Swap with the pink and the white. I just knew the white wouldn't show up on Hobonichi paper, and I wasn't really sure about the pink, and it's a floral. Who knows? I may go rogue and put them both on there that day. Who knows? And the wax actually came from a kit. I have Harry Potter kits that I got. Fun facts for you on Harry Potter seals, if you're looking for them or you are planning a trip to Universal or something like that. In Diagon Alley, you can go to Scribblus, which you pretty much deposit into whenever you get off the Gringotts ride. I will say that the ones in that shop are legitimate. They are the legitimate seals that are super heavy, that you have to screw in, all of that jazz. And they're expensive. Very. Versus there is an owl post or a post office. I cannot think of it because it's been a very long time and it's very early. But there is a similar shop, stationery shop in Hogsmeade. I would, if they still have them, I would vote to try to get it there because they're not, maybe they are plastic. They're plastic seals that you don't screw together, and they come with 2 wax colors in them, similar to how the Heidi Swap is packaged. But they're much less expensive. And you can get postcards there and all kinds of fun stuff. Scribblus was definitely higher priced and higher quality. I'll give them that. So it just depends on what your end result is desired to be. So back to the box. Sorry this is so long. These are a bunch of very thin, kind of glossy, what is that little, that snuck in there. These are a bunch of wintry prints that, I don't know if you ever noticed in a Pottery Barn, all the prints that are in the photo frames. They are sent by home office to the store and changed out regularly. So if you happen to have a very good relationship with your Pottery Barn, you might want to ask them if whenever they are done with those prints that they would save them for you, because they can come in quite handy, as long as you don't hoard them, which is what I've done. I hoarded a lot of them, and I still have a lot of big plans with some of them, but the little ones I thought might make great embellishment as printed paper possibly, or I wasn't really sure, but I wanted to throw them in there and have them at my disposal. This is another one of those. I just kind of threw it in there to see what would happen. They're little sticker post-it type of things from Smash. For sure. Top Secret, just perfect. Wish list, jolly good. Naughty nice, super fun. That kind of stuff. I just thought that might get used in there. This is another Hobby Lobby, or not Hobby Lobby, Pottery Barn. I kept it. They're not full cards. They're not real. We had them stuck in something that you would put real cards in, and they were just pretty with the glitter, and they were vintage, and I'd been hoarding them, so I thought, why not? Just throw them on in. These are... My stomach is growling, so hopefully you don't hear that. Oh, these are kind of stuck in there. These are some really cute candy caned pocket envelopes and cards. So, oh, that's pretty. And so I stole those little jokers from my mom. Threw those in there. This is actually really exciting. So BCBG used to have these, I don't think I've seen them in a really long time. They used to have these little magazine catalog type of things up at the register, or they would occasionally send them. And a girlfriend of mine worked for them. And one year, I guess I collected this one, and, oh no, they're mailed. Were they mailed? No. They can be mailers, apparently. Fall of 2012. I've been hoarding it that long because I knew there was something cool I could do with it. So when we had the magazine prompt listed, I knew exactly what I wanted to use. No questions asked, and that's probably one of my favorite pages until Heidi Shine ripped a little bit of the paper on the other side because they're back-to-back prompts. Oh, so aggravated. But it ripped a little bit of the magazine paper off. But it is one of my favorite pages that turned out, for sure. Just some cute little stickers of trees. Obviously, I threw that in there for the sticker prompt. This is a bunch of that specialty. This is vellum. This is vellum. I think this is even vellum. This is just all in that specialty paper vellum category. Honestly, I just realized I didn't even talk about where it might have come from. If there is something that I do not say where it came from and you want to know, just leave it in the comments below, and I should be able to tell you exactly where it came from without hesitation. These are older vellum papers, so I'm not actually very sure, but it was probably a Hobby Lobby or something years and years ago. This is recent Joann's. It's gorgeous. I love it. And so is this little guy with the tags. So I haven't been hoarding them. I just threw them in the box because they were new and they fit the prompts, obviously. I love these tags. I cannot have the meow. And it was a black kitten, and obviously I have banks. So I loved all of the possibility of this page. Now the bottom, I reserved specifically for the patterned paper prompt. So I have some graphic 45 paper. I have a lot of mystery paper. I am pretty sure it all came from Hobby Lobby. Or that actually came from Paper Pad, I know. It's really old. Some of it might even be archivers, if you guys are old-time crafters and know what an archivers even was before they went bankrupt, shut down, and did their whole thing. But there's a ton of just Christmassy paper that I just threw in here to get rid of. And obviously the pattern paper prompt has already come and gone. So that's all done. I could technically take this out. I'm probably going to debulk a lot of this, to be honest, now that some of the prompts have already gone through or the pages are done and I already know what I'm using. This is another digital printable. This is from Crate Paper, but this is from the La La Love. I might use it for that page because the All Heart is very self-love, girl powery too. This is just some blank white cardstock that I'm going to use with my Paper Studio Circle die cut to do something. I already have a plan. This is living in my Craftmate tote right now. I am trying to reach into this. This is the Dilutions paint. I used for my paint page. I hate how that page turned out. Looking back, as much as I paint, whether you've seen me do mermaid or you're new and just checking everything out, I love to paint. I really do. And I love watercolors. And I have so many pretty new watercolors that I got this year. And I have so many great paints. It was such a cop-out to do swatches. And I'm so angry at myself because it could have been so much better. And I just let myself down big time on that prompt, truth be told. I am flipping through this. Oh, I know what I haven't shown. I'm looking for it. Oh, Lord. I wish I had some really great hold music. That'd be great. Just imagine it. Aha. Stencils was one of the prompts. So this little joker is what I used to write the warm and cozy. I did write "and" by hand. Oh, that kind of rhymed. That did rhyme. This is a dollar store find. I just thought it was cute. I liked that it wasn't perfectly even. I liked that it was a little quirky. That would be fun. This little guy is a Tim Holtz. It is the Holiday Knit. I don't know what year it came out. I know it wasn't this year. And I stole that from my mother and I thought it was cute. So there's that. I have my recipe cards. I also have a ton of recipe cards from Jen Hatfield collection. So I might end up cutting one of those out. I don't have them in front of me. They're actually in my car for something else. But I did like the blankness of this and I thought it might be a good opportunity to use up some other supplies or play with them a little bit. And not use the ones that match the collection. These were just blank and a good starting spot. And I also kept this Philadelphia cream cheese double lemon cheesecake bar recipe from one of the packages when I was making the pumpkin pie cheesecake for Thanksgiving, and used all the cream cheese because it sounded like a really good recipe and technically could count as a recipe card. So I kept that. I really hope I'm not missing anything. I really don't think I am. I'm going through this box just to make sure. Yeah, I think that covers it, and I've just made a big mess behind me, dropping things off the table. But I really just wanted to go through everything. I know a lot of people are working in different spaces at different times, but if you happen to be traveling over the holidays and you just need something to keep everything in, I highly suggest these. Are pretty easy to pick up anywhere. My mom graciously has plenty, so loaning me one was not a problem. I have my Craftmate tote. Like I said, I would love to do a video maybe later in the month about my travel kit and what I travel with 100% of the time, most of the time. But that's it. That's all the goodies. That's all the joy packaged into one thing. I know that it can be a bit overwhelming to do a challenge sometimes. So having everything ready to go and prepackaged was fantastic. I just drug everything out, picked out what I really wanted to use, threw it in here, and kept it moving. It actually didn't take very long. What took the longest was pulling everything out. To be honest, really, it took forever just to find all of my Christmas stuff and get it out. But for all of you guys that are participating in your Junkmas, I cannot thank you enough. Taylor and I are enjoying it so much, seeing everyone's creations and participating in something that lets us get rid of things versus purchase things. So thank you so much for all of you watching the video, participating. Couldn't thank you enough. I hope everyone is having a happy holiday so far and enjoying being with their family and loved ones and friends and eating too much and prepping for 2020. How exciting is that? I can't wait to do all of my prep videos for Hobonichi 2020. I'm going to stop now because I'm running out of ramble, but thank you guys so much, and until next time.